Good day, viewers. Welcome to another biology lesson. So I want us to look at the section B type of questions. So we are going to look at question 11 up to question 12. So we are going to start with question 11. So under question 11 we have three questions: question A, B, and C. So we are going to start with question A. What is meant by good health? What is meant by good health? Then question B, with named examples, explain the following types of diseases. Roman numeral 1, genetic. Roman numeral 2, social. Okay. Question C, describe the cause, signs, and symptoms of bilharzia. So we are going to start with question A, which is saying what is meant by the term good health. So good health refers to a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being of a person. That is what we call good health. So this is what we have. So we have said good health refers to a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So this is what good health is. Okay. So we now move on to our question B. So this is our question B right here. With named examples, explain the following types of diseases. A, genetic disease. So we are starting with the genetic disease. What is a genetic disease? Okay, so when we talk of genetic diseases, we are simply talking about diseases that are passed on from one generation to the next generation. Or we are talking about inherited diseases that are passed on from parents to offsprings. For example, sickle cell anemia, Down syndrome, hemophilia, and so on and so forth. These are what we call genetic diseases. Okay, so this is what we have said. Genetic diseases are diseases that are passed on from one generation to the next. For example, sickle cell anemia, Down syndrome, hemophilia, and so on and so forth. These are genetic diseases. So we now move on to our Roman numeral 2, where they want us to explain social diseases. Alright, so let us now look at social diseases. So when we say social diseases, what are we looking at? Okay, what are social diseases? So this is very simple to define. Okay, so social diseases, we can simply say these are diseases that are transmitted through sexual contact or through vaginal or oral intercourse. For example, we are talking about HIV and AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea. Okay, these are what social diseases are. So through the social aspect of life that a person goes through, they are able to contact or to have these diseases that I've talked about. All right. Okay, so we have said the social diseases are transmitted through sexual contact or through vaginal or oral intercourse. For example, HIV and AIDS, syphilis, or gonorrhea. This is what social diseases are. They are just transmitted through sexual contact or through vaginal or oral intercourse. For example, HIV and AIDS, syphilis, or gonorrhea. So we move on. Okay, so we've come now to question C. Describe the cause, signs, and symptoms of bilharzia. So they want us to describe the cause, signs, and symptoms of bilharzia. So bilharzia is an infectious disease caused by the parasite called Stosoma haemotobium that lives in the blood vessels of the human bladder. Okay, so the disease is transmitted by drinking infected water. Okay, so the signs and symptoms of bilharzia includes rash or itchy skin, fever, cough, painful urination, and swollen glands. This is what bilharzia is, and these are the signs and symptoms of bilharzia. Okay. Alright, so we have said bilharzia is an infectious disease caused by the parasite called Stosoma hematobium that lives in the blood vessels of the human bladder. So the disease is transmitted by drinking infected water. The signs and symptoms of bilharzia includes we have rash or itch skin, fever, cough, painful urination, meaning that when a person is urinating, they tend to feel pain on the genital parts, okay, and the swollen glands. So this is how you can describe the cause, signs, and symptoms of what? Bilharzia. Okay, we now move on to question 12. We are done answering question 11. All right, guys. So we've now come to question 12 right here. The figure shows the structure of stomata in plant. So we have figure 1 and figure 2. These are structures of stomata in plant. So question A, name cell X and Y. Name cell X and Y. So when we look at this figure, cell X is this cell right here. Then cell Y, we have this and this right here. Okay, so the name of cell X and what is the name of cell Y? Okay, all right, so this cell X, this is the epidermal cell. Okay, cell X is the epidermal cell. Wow, when you look at cell Y right here, this cell Y, this is the guard cell. So we have said cell X is the epidermal cell, while cell Y is the guard cell. So these are the answers to our first question right there. We now move on to another question. Okay, so we come to question B right here. Identify structure Z and state its function. So they want us to identify structure Z, these structures, okay? These structures, and we state the function. So structure Z, these are the chloroplast. And what is the function of the chloroplast? The function of the chloroplast is just to trap sunlight that is used during the process of what? Photosynthesis. Okay. All right. So we have said the structure labeled Z. These are the chloroplast, and the function is to trap sunlight that is used in the process of what? Photosynthesis. These are the answers to this question. We now move on to question C. So I do hope that we are moving together. You are following. All right, so this is our question C right here. We've now come to our question C. Which part of a leaf are stomata located? Which part of the leaf are stomata located? So the stomata are located in the lower part of the leaf, in the lower part of the leaf. So these are located in the lower part, in the lower part of a leaf. This is where the stomata are located. Okay, so we have answered question C. We now come to question D right here. Which figure shows across the stomata? So we have figure 1 and figure 2. So we have two figures here, figure 1 and figure 2. They want us to identify which of these two figures shows the crossed stomata. So the figure that is going to show the crossed stomata is going to be figure 2. Okay. All right. So we have said figure 2 shows the crossed stomata. This is the figure 2 that is showing the crossed stomata. All right, guys. So we've now come to our question E right here, down here. Explain how the opening and closing of stoma is brought about. So explain how the opening. So we have said this figure shows the opening. Okay. So explain how the opening and the closing, and this one shows closing. So they want you to explain how the opening and closing of the stoma is brought about. So we must know that the stomata opens when water enters the guard cell, and it closes when water leaves the guard cell. So this simply means that The stomata opens when water moves osmotically from the surrounding cells into the gut cells, and the moving of water into the gut cells causes the cells to swell and curve, and this causes what we call turgid. Okay, and the caved cell now opens the what? The stoma. That is how the opening and closing of the stoma is brought about. Okay, or we can simply say the cells close and open each stoma due to turgid pressure. When a gut cell takes up water, the turgid pressure increases. Therefore, it becomes swollen, and a pair of swollen gut cells open the stoma. Okay, so when a gut cell loses water, the turgid pressure decreases. Therefore, it shrinks, and a pair of the shrunk cells now they are going to cross the what? The stoma. So this is what we have said. The stoma are surrounded by a pair of caved tubular-shaped gut cells. So these cells cross and open each stoma due to the turgid pressure. When a gut cell takes up water, the turgid pressure increases, therefore it becomes swollen. A pair of swollen gut cells open the stoma. So when a gut cell loses water, the turgid pressure decreases, therefore it shrinks. So when we look at turgidity, we are simply looking at a process whereby water enters into the what? The cell. Okay, so therefore it shrinks, and a pair of shrunk gut cells they are going to do what? To cross the stoma. So this is how the opening and closing of the stoma is done. Okay, so we have come to the end of our lesson. So thank you so much everyone for having time to view this content. Bye bye.